cat among the pigeons as well. Couldn't Jaden Hassan, ex-New Zealand Superbike champion, win?
Well, here we go. Jaden Hassan, of course, making an opportunity to come back in this class. It was great to see that he still wanted to do some riding. In fact, he's really got some unfinished business to do because Jaden, of course, won that Superbike title 2 years ago, and then he just stepped away from the sport, said, hey, he wanted to have a break. He was doing some study, he was doing some other things in his life, and it was as if it was an unfulfilled passion. And since then, of course, he's taken an opportunity to just get back into the sport slowly. Not quite the big setup that he's had in the past as we watch him weekly way through. Oh, look at that, Rogan Chandler just balked as he wanted to take the line to go through there into turn 4. Now the run for 5. Look at the freight train that we've got on here at the moment, and there it is, the race at the moment with Jake out in front, then going to Avalon. Aren't they incredible? Here's David Hall looking to get up on the inside of Avalon. Will he nudge her out? Oh, he had a wheel in front, but in fact he's gone too tight because he's actually had the brakes. I think he might have lost a further place. Has he? May have gone back to 4th, did he? Or no, he's still held third. He's still held third, but look at the gap as they go straight out there at the moment. So watching for the charge at the moment. That is great. So Jake Lewis has gone for the scorching start. He's got it. Avalon behind him. Now, remembering in this position, we've seen it before where Avalon has generally drifted back, but we saw the change come at Hampton Downs, Jared Love, where she was able to fight back and get on the tail. She's proved she can beat her boyfriend, Jake. Can she do it here?
I don't know what they've done to her, but she comes and she's always got great starts, but she is super duper aggressive on the first 2 laps. And this is just going to be a one-on-one dust-up. Here, great start there from Toby Summers. David Hall was down the gate real good, but and he's down.
Gone. Yes. Oh, what a slide.
Big time.
He's up, thank you for the eyes on that one, Spider. He's up, he's okay, and he's walking away from it. Man, what a slide. Have we got that one? Let's have a look. We might have that on a Ctas moment, folks. Could we have a Ctas replay of that? This one's going to go down as the old favourite White Knuckles Award.
Off the track. We're going back to the replay.
Here we are. Let's take an opportunity to check it out. It goes through the flip-flop. We know that it was a good race on there with the new number 1, formerly number 29, but now the number 1 with Avalon. We may not see it here in the shot that's taken because it comes from in here, so we're ready to watch it. There it is as he slides across there, and I'll tell you what, the bike's gone right over the top of them, and look at the way he slides out there, and then the bike crashes again, so it does a complete somersault. Bad luck to David Hall. That was spectacular, but hey, take nothing away from the man. He was exceptional, but unfortunately down and out.
In all that drama, I think it was Roman Rajek that went off the track at the end of turn 1. I saw the cloud of dust, but we were going back to this replay. What sensational footage. Grant Collingwood's out there. He's the director, the film man and everything, and the transmitting man, and he's hearing us commentators identify a moment and putting in action replay. So meanwhile, Roman Rajek, the local young fella on 64, he disappeared off the front straight into the kitty litter but did not fall over. Back to the race as we've got 14 laps to go, a 15 lap. I'm amazed that David Hall didn't get anyone else in that. No disrespect to David, but it was lucky that that bike got away from it. So we got a Triumph, we got a Kawasaki, we've got a Yamaha, we've got a Suzuki, a Triumph, and that's Ashton Hughes on the Triumph as well, number 92. Carrying injuries from a crash last time round, so action aplenty. Are we going to see another lap record go? Jake Lewis got beaten by his partner in the last race. And the way he can come back is win this race, but he also, I know he wants a lap record, but at the end of the day, I remember at Timaru when they're both on 450 triples there, both these lap records about 5 times between the two of them. Jake Lewis triumphed in the end of the day, but...
Just to update their new lap record, Jake Lewis has just broken Avalon Biddle's lap record. Unbelievable start by Avi. She is so accurate, like I touched on before. She always comes down the gate real hard, and you've said in previous years she fades back and then doesn't get the results. She looks accurate and fighty, and she's defending her ground, and she's turned up for business, Neil.
So 1:32.44, we've now got a 1:29.873 for the best time.
29.873 from Jake Lewis, and I'll tell you what, do you want to get beaten by your girlfriend? Well, maybe that's the case. No, we don't think so, but we'll put a slant on it anyway. Avalon Biddle here in second place. Toby Summers, Rogan Chandler, they've had their opportunity with David Hall's exit from the race as we look to fight our way back. Unfortunately, David, of course, won't feature in the race now as we look to the update coming down and off the straight, and there it is with Jake at the moment. Evan behind. Is she going to take an opportunity to try and push that advantage or stay there for security? We're unsure, but I'll tell you what, as all of this this goes on. Toby Summers is broken clear. Yes, the Mad Love Media. Team Carl Cox Motorsport Ace has pulled away for that very good third place. So he's literally a little bit lonely there at the moment. Hasn't got close enough to Ab, but he has broken clear of Rogan Chandler, Jaden Hassan and James Hugenboozer. Remembering James was the hero of this one last time. He was the ace, and here he is. What answers has he got this time? He is right back there in 6th. You heard it, 6th place. So James Hugenboozer, it gives us an idea of the fortunes of these riders getting the right breakaway, because when you're in those groups you can actually force you backwards rather than forward, because everything you try to be harder to get past is only thought to be less because you're in amongst the battle of the tighter group. And I think that's where James has been caught up in and not the opportunity to draw past those other riders. David Hall, an exceptional ride, a rather disappointing ride from the point of view of the crash, but he's certainly shown us what he's capable of doing, and a man who I'm sure in time to come will be a podium setter in our fabulous 600 class. Brought to us today by MTF Finance and Spectrum Motorcycles, your Hire-Sun Kawasaki dealer on the North Shore in Auckland.
All right, we might have had a microphone off. We're shuffling microphones. Some of us got a habit of turning them off and some of them on, but so I might have missed that last thing when I picked up the microphone. Back onto that long straight with 12 laps to go. And it is Jake Lewis, the number 29 machine on the Underground Brown team budget spares motorcycles. Mate, this is incredible riding from him, a man that went all the way to 12. Both of these people won the European Junior Cup. Jake outright, and when they introduced a women's class there, Avalon did it. So she's one of the best road races in the world, and she's hunting down Jake Lewis there. And in third place, Toby Summers, mate. He was the one that could break Shane Richardson at the Suzuki Series. I think he took a win at Wanganui and a win here at Taupo in that series. He got it. We thought Shane Richardson might have used his international experience and been unbeatable, but Toby comes through there. He's sitting in third place to round off the podium. Rogan Chandler's moving up a little bit more in fourth place. So Rogan Chandler on the number 15 machine, and in behind him, we've got no David Hall there. In behind him as the bike sit up, and I try to recognise the colour. That'll be Jaden Hassan on the Suzuki New Zealand number 14 machine. He always used to run, I think, the number 41, but it was brother's number there. And then James Hugenboozen in behind him. Ashton Hughes, the man from Greymouth, the man that won the Formula 2 class this year at the Greymouth Street Races. Outstanding racing and second overall in the day there. Back out on fire. Been down to the Bears, done the National Championships down south, been down to the Bears racing, run about 3 bikes down there, and he's supported by his mate Woody in the pit crew there. Woody was supposed to be racing this weekend. Not sure whether he's out there.
Just want to add into it as well, of course, Nathan Jane that we've got in that group. He's one of our former 600 Pro Twin top pilots. He's moved up to this class, so nice to see a new lot of riders coming. They'll be doing their apprenticeship, but don't worry, there'll be names that'll feature in time to come. And also to put up there as well, Dale Fitch, of course. Dale went out with a crash on the beautiful Helicraft MV Augusta F3675, this outstanding rider that's an ace for Speedway and for motocross as well. So fantastic to see. So a big congrats to him. So fantastic with Dale in there. And I want to have a shout out for a young man from the Waikato, Jesse Wiki as well. Now Jesse, like so many, is an ex-motocross ace, who of course got his cousin Zarin, who's been a very successful road racer in a short amount of time. And here comes Jesse, his debut for National Championship road racing. So look out for this guy. And I think from memory he was on the top 2 or 3 of the Hamilton Motorcycle Series here last year as well. So bring on Jesse Wiki on the Waikato Scaffolders supported bike out there as well. The Suzuki GSXR 600, the new number 47 on the block. So Jesse added to it at the moment. But it is still Jake, Avalon, Toby and Rogan, your top 4 at the moment as we go fighting the battles for Spectrum Motorcycles and MTF Finance in the fight going on in Spider. I think you got a new time for us.
Yeah. Earlier on, Jared picked up, thought it was a lap record. Jared, really great job he's done this weekend, but he got the fastest lap and confused it. So we've gone and got the previous lap time. Avalon Biddle 1:29.869, a 1:29.873, so 4 thousandths of a second. 4 bragging rights at the end day. Jake Lewis, all he's got to do is 4 thousandths of a second get Avalon Sing. What a benchmark to do, but 4 thousandths of a second, that's next to nothing. But remember, she broke that lap record by about 4/10ths of a second earlier on today, so no lap record yet for Jake Lewis, as might have been announced earlier.
All right, so there we go. Thanks for the clarification to all our experts behind the scene. Truly appreciate the added value of a very good team here on board with us. A reminder, of course, at the end of the seasons now, for the race season, don't think that racing's over in New Zealand. We had some very good winter series, and because our hosts are the Hamilton Motorcycle Club, of course, we can follow theirs. But we've also got plenty of other good clubs, motorcycling Canterbury, as well as Auckland Motorcycle Club, and of course Victoria Motorcycle Club, and they're very good series that they'll have. So check it out on their website as well and watch some of their racing evolve. They used to to do a little bit here at Taupo, but mostly at Manfield. We don't have as much national level racing at Manfield these days, but still another spectacular track on our New Zealand road racing scene. So there's plenty more to watch and see and feel. Of course, most of those events become free admission, so spectators, hey, during the winter when you're almost sort of bound by weather, it can be the perfect day in the middle of a weekend. Check out a great motorcycling New Zealand club and go and follow some great motorcycle road racing and get involved in the sport. Go and meet these people, see what's involved in running an event. You'll have a whole lot of fun and you'll enjoy it as well. Bring it on with our great motorcycle family of Motorcycling New Zealand, proud to be hosting this national championship. But back to the racing with MTF Finance. The Jake and Avalon battle, out to 0.7 of a second. Toby in there 4 seconds further back. Rogan Chandler keeping him honest, a further 3 back, and then going to Jaden Hassan, James Hugenbosom, and the man that Spider's been updating from his very good background, Ashton Hughes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, in terms of fastest qualifier over the overseason, we've usually had a standout where one's done it, but this season we've had James Hugenbosom as one, had one, Jake Lewis 2, and Avalon Biddle 1 as well. So they've shared the things. Now, in terms of the New Zealand Championship, Jake Lewis has already won it today. James Hugenbosom is in second place. There's no chance of beating those. Avalon Biddle sits in third place with 16 points ahead of Rogan Chandler. So if Av doesn't have has a DNF and Rogan gets up there, it could change. Rogan could get a third place, but more importantly, the battle is on. 4 points separate Toby Summers there in 5th place, and Rogan Chandler in 4th place. And right now on the track, I think there's a 4-point differential, maybe. We just got to clarify that, and there's a battle going on. Toby's on his own there in 3rd, going into turn 7 here in the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. He's going to get 16 points for that. It's 25 for win, 20 for second, 16 points. So Rogan's among that 3-way battle there, and it's a little bit tying for the. We're fighting for the 4th in the New Zealand Championship. That's Rogan there in 5th place there, and 4th place, sorry, and Jaden Hassan, but followed closely in behind Jaden Hassan is James Hugenbosom. Unfortunately, it looks like the MV Augusta must have been damaged too much earlier on with Dale Finch on there when it took a spill in the last race in turn 7. So we don't see that out on the track.
Yes, we did, Spider.
Oh, we did, sorry?
Yes, we did. Yes, he was still there, and not a bad sort of result.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I thought that maybe that was going to be a problem for them when you go into Kitty Little like that, but it appears as if they've been able to do some clean-up work and get it back on the racetrack. Hey, I'd like to congratulate MNZ officials and the Hamilton Motorcycle Club. Some other events you go to, and there might be a little bit of an air of panic on having a bike like David Hall's off to the side of the track and saying, hey, there could be an accident, we better move the bike. Hey, it's not on the racing line, it's off the racing line, so therefore it's not actually in the way. And congratulations to the club to continuing the momentum of the race when otherwise other people might panic a little bit and say they want to take it out of contention. But no, there is nothing wrong with it there, and the race continues as it should do. So great decisions made by great people, volunteers in our sport here in Motorcycling New Zealand family. All right, Jake Lewis, Avalon Biddle, Toby Summers in there, Rogan Chandler. By the way, Avalon back at 0.69, back at 0.69. It was 7.2. I know it's only 3/100ths of a second, but it is something on it. And maybe a lap rider playing a little bit of a role in there. Let's let that gap open up now for Avgas as she goes on the inside. Beautiful to watch as she powers it through there. The other feature, of course, and Spider's been alerting to this a number of times throughout the entire series, you've actually got a triple versus a 4. So they're multi-cylinders, but triple and 4. So they have a different way they put their power to the ground. So they're not exactly the same bikes. When you look at the way that Jake and Av are riding out there at the moment, they're almost in unison. You'd swear they were on identical motorcycles, but they each have their own braking characteristics. Chassis, of course, that's obvious, but also the fact that how they use the power and how they put the power to the ground. So to have two distinctive bikes such as the brilliant Kawasaki Daytona 675 up against the Kawasaki ZX6R, you have a distinctive difference in the motorcycle engineering. But tell you what, when you've got two brilliant riders like this on board, they're making it look so similar and so smooth. But anyway, from here, Spider, that latest update is down to 0.61. So the last 3 laps in a row, Avalon's getting closer.
Yeah, well, the other thing to throw into that equation is the simple difference in weight between the two. I'm too scared to ask Avalon how much she weighs. Any woman, actually. But no, you can just see by the size of her compared with Jake. So that, you're throwing in the different motorcycles, and that's going on. And I wonder how many secrets they give away on setup between the two of them. I wonder, Toby Summers there in a lonely spot, still reeling off lap after lap in 3rd spot. We're coming across a lapper for Rogan Chandler, that mix between Rogan Chandler, Jaden Hassan, and then James Hugenbosom. Looks like Ashton Hughes is now under threat from Nathan Jane. Ashton Hughes on the number 92 bike, and Nathan Jane running around on the number 97 bike.
Now, the other factor here, Spider, of course, is remembering these are the last races for the day, so they're longer race duration. So there's that durability, endurance to try and come into it at the end of the day. And I think that's a factor as well. We've been watching here, and certainly Avalon has just done a faster lap over the last lap than Jake had done. So that was proof, of course, that we'd seen the gap close down between them, but also for the fact that here she is as a lighter lady and a very fit lady at that. She's prided herself in her personal fitness, and she's going to be a dynamic lady to come in. Here they are as they look to slide through the chicane and come through there. Beautiful to watch, spectacular on the freeze frame of the Ctas Live. You're looking at it live around the world here. This is our 600 Supersport Racing from Taupo, New Zealand, in the final round as we go to a yellow, and somebody off. Spider will be looking out for us. Well, Spider can cut him when he's got a confirmation for, no, thank you. So we've got the team behind us. I'll have a look. So Jake, Avalon, Toby, Regan. It's in a matter of seeing who we've got that's missing down there. One of those latter riders in the field, so it hasn't affected the top end of our championship at this stage. So there we go. We've already had David Hall go out of it at the moment, and it is, we think it's possibly a number 44 looking through the binoculars, maybe a 64 of Rogan. No, I think Rogan may have, Rogan was already out, I think. So, 44 in here. David Fellows, thank you. In fact, we were looking at the bottom end. He was actually further up. I think he was in about 8th or 10th place. So, bad luck there for David, a newcomer, but hey, he's had a taste of Taupo. And the good news is he and the biker are okay.
Hey, a big shout out to young Joey Ransom. Joey was in the 300 lightweight class and crashed at Timaru, and unfortunately got run over and suffered a broken pelvis. So he spent a bit of time in a wheelchair with a few rods through there repairing it. And that is Jake Lewis's half-brother, and now that Avalon's living down there, virtually a flatmate there. So Joey, we know you're going to be listening at home. We've missed you from the North Island. Get well. He's going well. He's walking. He's back at school and all that. But Joey, I know you'll be glued to Ctas and you'll be out there next season. So we miss you at the track. Julia, your mum's around here, and of course stepfather Rob Lewis, and yeah, all those people that aren't at the track at the moment, watching from elsewhere in the countryside. Rock on, mate. How many laps to go? 5 laps to go.
No, in fact, it's 4. It's 4, and here they are coming up. It's going to be a 3 on this one shortly as we look to the bike charge coming on. This will be the great racing to go through. Won by in fact, he's got the number 1 on the bike. Check your programs out. Of course, he is the number 29. That was his number, but we've done the makeshift number. We know Jake's done it. We know that Sloan Chopper Frost has done it. We'll see him out in the Superbikes with the new number 1 on, and I think it's a great thing. And already you saw when Jake Lewis, when the team had come down to do the presentation, they already all had the new number 1 T-shirts on board as well. So this guy adds to his string of bows. Former national 125 GP champion, now the Elite Supersport 600 champion in the country. And to think this guy did not even make the podium in the first race of the day for this class, and here he is to lead this one. Is it start to finish? Well, it certainly has been start, and we've done it for 11 laps, and we've got 4 to go at the business end of this racing, brought to us by Spectrum Motorcycles and MTF Finance. We are racing to the wire out there at the moment. It is Christchurch's Jake Lewis up against his girlfriend in Avalon Biddle, the world's number 1 woman road racer.
Yeah, good on Rogan Chandler out there getting stronger and stronger on this bike. He's off to Australia this week to compete over there in the International Festival of Speed at Sydney. I'll be going over there. I've got a couple of bikes on the way over there to be tested by another. Somebody
overshot there. I think they were lured into a false sense of security. And in fact, I actually believe they were a lap and they'd moved right out of the way. Well, is that good sportsmanship or what? Hey, they knew the battle was on there. They saw that Avalon had come right up. Whoever that sport was, that is just fantastic. So take a bow. There was quite a mention made at briefing about lap riders and what they're to do. That is a guy that made sure that, in fact, is that him going out again? Is that the same guy? Oh, there you go. So he certainly got out of everybody's way, not just on one corner, but the next corner after that as well, for whatever reason. Well done to see. So here we are back to the race, and keen to look out for our update. mxt.co.nz, of course, to follow it, but you can get the video coverage as well here at Ctas Live, which is linked to MST. And the margin's gone out, Spider. It's out to 1013. That's the biggest margin at a fraction over 1 second at a stage. So is that the pressure of the little petite, less physical lady in the lineup rather than the strength of what Jake would have over her, maybe?
Well, we didn't see everything on the track, but we're now coming cross lappers, so you can get that. You can get an advantage by a lapper. You can get disadvantage. We've seen a lot of races where the lead riders got balked, give the advantage a second, but of course it can work the other way, especially on very, very fast corners. The lap rider is told to hold their line. They do any move, because there might be someone passing them on the outside and someone passing them on the inside too. That could have been the game. The other thing is there are There are pit lane signs there, and maybe that young Jake Lewis there sort of thought that Avalon's breathing down his neck a little bit too hard. I've got to open that throttle and just get away from here. I've got to have these. Don't need the points. He's already won the New Zealand Championship. Look at that. Underground bound budget motorcycles. 2 New Zealand Championship first and second places. They've been at it for a lot of years. At it, they've supported Dennis Charlotte, Neil Ritchie.
Yeah, 1.4 Spider, 1.4, so that margin's definitely gone out. I would say fatigue with a capital F is set in there for Ev. Yes, that's hard work for her to do. I've not seen her before have the endurance to last these bigger, longer races. 15 laps around here. She will be absolutely zapped in all politeness, so she's really going to be feeling it. And I think she's more importantly just realised, hey, this is going to secure my top 3 places in New Zealand racing, and if it's Jake in front of me, well, if anybody in the field who's allowed to be in front of her, there's only one, and that's her man, Jake Lewis. So well done. And then the lapper coming into consideration. 2 laps to go, by the way, folks, as we count them down and hunt them down with our awesome battle. Jake Lewis, Avalon Battle, Toby Summers, Rogan Chandler. Sorry.
All right, that was a pit announcement. We've got to go across them. Most important announcements of the day, so the riders can come out, because there's still some final races for the New Zealand Superbike Championships to come. We've got ahead of us shortly just 2 more races, and 3 more races, sorry, 300 Super Sport, 250 production, then the Superbike class with Formula 1 attached to it, and the sidecars. And the bar's open there. One improvement I'd say here, put a ramp up there so that as the riders are finished, they can ride up to the bar and have a jar. But of course they've got to go back and pack up and all that sort of thing. I remember at the cemetery circuit we had 3 wins that day, and I stopped on the back straight. There was a wholesaler there. I owed some beer from falling off earlier in the season. I got out of my sidecar there, wandered over there and stood in the chiller for about 5 minutes. I went to the queues, about 15 people, and they turned around. I'm in leathers and helmet and everything. He says, you deserve to go forward. So as I walked back to the pits, I had a couple of brown Powerades on the way back to cool myself down. Back to the racing, Neil.
Oh, wow, there's stories. I don't think you get away with doing that too much today, Spider, but that's the whole case of our PC world anyway. But good story, and we love it to bits. So bring it on. Yes, indeed, this is the time of our race in white flag and 1 lap to go. Still that best time by Jake. Remember that 1:29.873 did that very early on in the race, so he hasn't bettered that time, and he hasn't, and just to confirm again, has not taken the lap record off for Avalon that she set in that previous race. She has got to within 0.04 of a second of it, but that's not a tight take, so it's still in the hands of Av. And we'll remind Jake down there that he's still not as fast. He might have beaten her today in one of the races, but when you look at the aggregate points for the day, Avalon will come out as our winner, Spider, because hey, she's had a win in a 2nd place, better than what Jake's had with a win and a 4th place. And then the other one on the podium, of course, in race number 1 was David Hall, who unfortunately has had a departure in the early part of the excitement of this race. So there it is with Spectrum Motorcycles at home with Kawasaki and Hyosung in Auckland.
Checkered flag there to Jake Lewis, and then Avalon Biddle goes through, sits up there, and we're looking around for Toby Summers there. He's followed by John Crawford. I'm pretty sure John Crawford from Invercargill on the number 16 bike is a lapper, but there it is, Toby Summers in 3rd place there. Rogan Chandler's broken away from Jaden Hassan. Where is Jaden? As we see a big wheelie from James Hugenboozem going across the start-finish line. Jaden tried one a couple of times, that didn't work. So looking out for Jaden Hassan's gone through there. Who will be next coming through? I missed the MV Augusta out there earlier on in the day. Sorry about early on in the race, but Ashton Hughes coming through here. That's another 42. There it is, Ashton Hughes from Fielding. I said Greymouth, that's where he's originally from, but Ashton Hughes from Fielding, number 92, improving all the way through his racing career.
And unfortunately not a finish to Nathan Fitch as well, so in the end he did have some problems, Spider, so bad luck that the MV Augusta has not finished positively. But